Hi, my name is Barry Jennings. I'm 52 years old. I've worked for 33 years at one location. Basically, that's it. I'm married, father of 4.
That's it. Why don't you tell people your experience from the very beginning of the day on September 11th, 2001?
All right, it was, as I told you guys before, it's very funny. I was on my way to work, and traffic was excellent. I received a call that a small Cessna had hit the World Trade Center, and I was asked to go and man the Office of Emergency Management at the World Trade Center 7 on the 23rd floor. As I arrived there were police all in the lobby. They showed me the way to the elevator. We got up to the 23rd floor. Me and Mr. Hess, who I didn't know was Mr. Hess at the time, we got to the 23rd floor. We couldn't get in. We had to go back down. Then security and police took us to the freight elevators where they took us back up, and we did get in. Upon arriving into the OEM EOC, we noticed that everybody was gone. I saw coffee that was on a desk. Still, the smoke was still coming off the coffee. I saw half-eaten sandwiches, and only me, Mr. Hess, was up there. After I called several individuals, one individual told me that to leave and leave right away. Mr. Hess came running back in and said, "We're the only ones up here. We got to get out of here." He found the stairwell. So we subsequently went to the stairwell and we're going down the stairs. When we reached the 6th floor, the landing that we were standing on gave way. There was an explosion, and the landing gave way. And I was left there hanging. I had to climb back up, and now I had to walk back up to the 8th floor. After getting to the 8th floor, everything was dark. It was dark, and it was very, very hot. Very hot. I asked Mr. Hess to test the phones as I took a fire extinguisher and broke out the windows. Once I broke out the windows, I could see outside below me. I saw police cars on fire, buses on fire. I looked one way, the building was there. I looked the other way, it was gone. I was trapped in there for several hours. I was trapped in there when both buildings came down. The firefighters came. They came to the window, and because I was going to come out on the fire hose. I didn't want to stay there any longer. It was too hot. I was going to come out on the fire hose. They came to the window. They started yelling, "Do not do that. It won't hold you." And then they ran away. See, I didn't know what was going on. That's when the first tower fell. When they started running, the first tower was coming down. I had no way of knowing that. Then I saw them come back. Now I saw them come back with more concern on their faces. And then they ran away again. The second tower fell. So as they turned and ran the second time, the guy said, "Don't worry, we'll be back for you." And they did come back. This time they came back with 10 firefighters. And they kept asking, "Where are you? We don't know where you are." I said, "I'm on the north side of the building," because when I was on the stairs, I saw north side. Excuse me. All this time, I'm hearing all type of explosions. All this time, I'm hearing explosions. And I'm thinking that maybe it's the buses around me that were on fire, the cars are on fire. I don't see no, but I'm still hearing these explosions. When they finally got to us, and they took us down to what they called the lobby, because I asked them, I said, when we got down there, I said, "Where are we?" He said, "This was the lobby." And I said, "You got to be kidding me." It was total ruins. Total ruins. Now keep in mind, when I came in there, the lobby had nice escalators. It was a huge lobby. And for me to see what I saw, it was unbelievable. And the firefighter that took us down kept saying, "Do not look down." And I kept saying, "Why?" He said, "Do not look down." And we were stepping over people. And you can feel when you're stepping over people. They took us out through a hole I don't know who made this hole in this wall. That's how they got us out. They took us out through a hole, through the wall, to safety. As they were taking me out, one firefighter had fallen. I believe he was having a heart attack. But before that, this big giant police officer came to me. And he says, "You have to run." I said, "I can't run. My knees are swollen." He said, "You're going to have to get on your knees and crawl in." He said, "Because we have reports of more explosions." And that's when I started crawling. And I saw this guy fall behind me. And his comrades came to his aid. They dragged him to safety. I was looking for an ambulance for my knees. And at that time, they told me, "We got to walk 20 blocks to refuge." Before I got there, Eyewitness News grabbed me and started interviewing me. And that's basically it.
Now, real quick, I'd like, if possible, for you to elaborate on. Now, you originally said on ABC7 that you got to the 8th floor, and that's where the explosion was, and that's what blew you off. And there you said you got down to the 6th floor.
Well, it was the 8th floor we got back into.
Okay.
The 6th floor is when we got down to.
Okay, so you made it all the way down from the 23rd floor all
To the
way down
6th floor.
To the 6th floor.
Right. That's when the explosion happened.
Now, where did that originate from? Did the explosion come from under you? It
was definitely under us.
It was from under you.
It definitely was under us.
Now, did it like lift you up? Is that?
Yeah, it blew us back, and then I found myself. I thought I was on a stair landing, but I wasn't. I found myself hanging on. So you want me to go into that?
If you could.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah. You said
sure.
it was pitch black. You couldn't see anything.
Right.
If you could please elaborate on that.
Sure.
Just quickly.
Okay. When I made it to the 6th floor, and there was an explosion. The explosion was beneath me. Keep in mind now, it's pitch black in there. All the lights went out.
Yeah.
So when the explosion happened, it blew us back. I'm thinking I'm standing on the landing. I'm actually holding on to a pole above us.
Really?
And I had to climb back up because Hess is yelling, "What do we do now?" I said, "There's only one thing we can do, and it's go back up." So that's when we went back up to the 8th floor, and I busted out that window.
My other question was going to be, you said that you'd worked in the Office of Emergency Management since its inception in '99. Could you just tell people what the OEM was and your experiences with it, like how often you would be there, what the job of the OEM was?
Okay.
Excellent.
When the Office of Emergency Management did an activation, they always included our locale. And what they did was monitor the emergency. They actually coordinated the emergency through several agencies. And that's what we did. We were there I was there as part of one of my agencies, which I can't name.
Of course.
And we would sit there and we would do sit reports. We would get updates as far as the emergency that was on hand. And that's simply what we would do. Every agency that was involved in that emergency was there.
Okay. And that was manned 24 hours, I've heard?
When the activation, only when there was an emergency activation was that manned 24 hours. OEM was manned 24 hours without the activation. When they opened up the EOC, that was activated for as long as the emergency was going on. Once the emergency was subsided, then they would stand down.
Okay. My other question was, they had a drill in preparations called Tripod. Did you know anything about Tripod that was down at the pier at all?
Yes, I
Okay.
was part of that.
Are
You
you
were part of
able to
Tripod.
discuss that at all?
Yeah, can
Yes.
you discuss any aspects of Tripod?
Well, the only thing I remember as Tripod was we did a drill, which was supposed to be a man-made disaster, a terrorist attack, and it was supposed to be some kind of chemical. And all they did was drill. They went through the whole steps, what you would do here, if you'd come here, how you would, they went through the whole thing. And we were just we were just viewing it. We were just part of the viewers.
Okay.
That was it. We wasn't part of the actual, we would just view the
You were
individuals.
just monitoring the results of the
And
exercise.
from
Right.
media reports, we've heard that it was supposed to take place on the 12th, but preparations were before that. In other words, throughout the week, they'd been manning the separate stations. Do you know when it was actually like in progress? Because you said you'd been part of it and seen it. So obviously there was something going on before the 12th. Like, did you observe this in like the 10th, the 11th, like right prior to 9/11?
No.
No. This was after.
Yes, our participation was after.
Was after 9/11.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then can you just give us permission to use it? Say louder than words can use this footage.
Yes, you can use this footage.
All right.
But real quick, I'd
You
like
have
for you to
another question?
elaborate on a few things.
Sure.